Today I am going to be showing you how to make a murder mystery select system in Roblox Studio. In order to make this, first we are going to need a couple of things. We will need a knife model and a gun model, along with some scripts to tell the game what to do. Alright, now that we're in Roblox Studio and we have our models imported, the first thing we are going to need is to be able to have these models be holdable by our players. So we need to put them inside of a tool, which this is a tool, not a model. And then we need a handle. In Roblox Studio, there is something called a tool that uses the player's backpack as storage. A tool needs a part inside of it named handle in order to know where to put the model. When a player clicks while holding a tool, the tool.activated function is fired, allowing you to do something when the player uses the tool. And then I use the tool grip editor, and I can select this, and then I can edit the grip. So here, the grip will look like this. Next things next, we need to start looking into our scripts after we put this in replicated storage. Replicated storage is used to store things that you want both the server and the client to see. For example, if we put a remote event in server storage instead of replicated storage, the client would not be able to see the remote event and would not be able to use this remote event. If you don't know what the difference between server and client is, then the short version is the client is what the players see and the server is what Roblox sees. We will insert our script inside of the server script service. Here is the code that I have. It's pretty simple, but let's dive into it. First, we have our local player service, which is going to be equal to our game get service players. Then we have local replicated storage, which is game get service replicated storage. Local function start is going to be local murder equals math.random 1 to player service get players. So it's going to return the number of our player service get players. Same with the sheriff. So what we are doing right here is setting both the sheriff and the murderer variables equal to a number from 0 to the total number of players so that we can use those numbers to assign the corresponding player with either murderer or sheriff. Local n equals 0, while sheriff equals murderer. Do test.wait sheriff equals math.random 1 to the number of players in the player service. This part of the script only runs if the sheriff and murderer are the same, so that if they are the same, it will change the sheriff variable until they are no longer the same, so that a player cannot be both the murderer and the sheriff. And just so we know who's who, we're going to print the murderer and then we're going to print the sheriff. For I, player in pairs, player service get players do n equals n plus 1. If n equals murder, then local c equals rs.basicKnifeClone c.parent equals player.backpack. If n equals sheriff, then local c equals rs basic gun clone c.parent equals player.backpack. This loop will go through all of the players, and for every player, the variable n will increase by 1. Then it will check if the variable n is equal to the variable of murderer or sheriff, and if it is, then it will clone the corresponding tool into the player's backpack so they can use it in the game. That's going to wait 10 seconds, and it's going to play this function. And then we need to test this with more than one player. So we'll go to server and clients, and then we will set the clients to 3. So one person will be murderer, one person will be sheriff, and another person won't have either. Now let's play. Alright, as you can see right here, player 3 has the gun, player 2 has the knife, and I don't have anything. Now you might have a couple of bugs with this, but it's mostly just because your computer is running really slow, and so there are other things you might need to do in order to make sure this works 100% of the time. But it does work. This is just trying to get you to understand the gist of how these things work. Well, if you made it this far into the video, please like the video, subscribe, and comment something into the comments section. Maybe what you want me to do next for another video. And I will see you guys next time. Bye.